Today's project, we're going to work on a sample of the engine block project. This is something that we'll do later in class. When we do it later in class, you're not going to get a whole lot of detail. The design on the engine block that we'll do later in a couple months um, is similar, but not exact here. So different dimensions. It will show you how to create the cutout in the back, the overhangs, and the cutout from the top down. So we're looking at the dimension sheet for today's project. And what we're going to do is take a subtractive approach, a subtractive extrusion approach to creating this. What I've seen in my experience with this project, most of you, or quite a few, will try and create their initial design at 5 inches in width and 3.5 inches uh, in depth, extrude it up the 8 inches, and then try and add the overhangs at the top. Well, to do so, you're going to have to create a sketch on this side and create the overhang, sketch on the back and create the overhang. Actually, you could do this and then extrude it to the other side as well. Um, it's just not as efficient as what I'm going to show you in this particular demonstration. So what we're going to do is draw our rectangle, the full width, okay, 6 inches wide. It's going to be 4 inches in depth because we got the extra ½ inch here on the overhang. So 4 inches in depth. We're going to extrude it to 8 inches. We're going to roll it over. I've got instructions up here. They're very general, somewhat vague. We're going to create a sketch on the bottom side of our design, and then we're going to extrude up, cutting away, leaving the overhangs. We're going to cut out the top, create a sketch on the back side, okay, and cut that out. Add the overhang in the back. So let's get started. Let's create sketch, top bottom plane, 2-point rectangle. Let's change our document settings. Let's make it inches. All right, now back to the 2-point rectangle. 6x4. Let's fit. All right, let's extrude. You can finish sketch and extrude. I'm going to hit E, closes the sketch for me, opens the extrude dialog, home position. We're going to go up 8 inches, enter, we'll fit again. All right, so we've got our base block. Now, we're going to flip it over, sketch on the bottom. We're going to do an offset. So we're going to select the bottom face so we have access to the edges of the design. We're going to offset it 1/2 inch, except for the front. And then we're going to extrude it up 7.5 inches, leaving the 1/2 inch overhang. So let's create sketch. Let's roll it over so we can see our bottom face. Do not select the plane. There's the face. Comes over. Now, the front does not have an overhang, so I do not want to offset on the front. So let's verify this top side should be the front. We'll verify it with the view cube. We'll grab it, roll it. Yeah, there's the front. Okay. So let's go modify, offset. I'm going to deselect chain selection, select this edge, and this edge. We'll go negative 1/2 inch, 0.5. Click OK. And now I have an enclosed shape that I can extrude and cut away the material. Finish sketch and extrude. I'm just hitting E. I've got my selection, my profile selected. Okay. If I deselect it, if I'm looking at the bottom, I can select it. If you're at the home position, you might have to hide the body, select your profile, bring the body back. Let's take our arrow, start up. Let's go negative 7.5. Operation cut. Click OK. All right. So far, so good. Let's go back to our diagram. All right. So we've got the base of our block created. Our cutout here in the center is 4 inches wide and 3 inches deep. From the outside edge, it is an inch in. So we're going to draw a rectangle on this front edge, 4 inches by 3 inches, and then position it 1 inch from the outer edge. Then we will cut it down 4 inches. I'm not sure that that's included on the dimension sheet, but you got the information now. Let's create sketch. Top surface of our design, top face, 2-point rectangle from the front edge here. Anywhere in here will work. It's going to be 4 inches wide by 3 inches deep. Enter. Sketch dimension tool. Left edge of my rectangle to the left edge of my design. All right. Let's make it a full 1 inch. And there we have our cutout in place. We will now finish sketch, extrude. Let's select our rectangle. We're going to go down negative 4 inches, so -4. Type it in. Click OK. All right. Now, let's create the cutout in the back. Let's look at the dimensions. All right. 3 inches across. Okay. Our total width is 6 inches, right? It's 3 inches across. Looks like then we're going to be 3 inches are left over, 1.5 inches from the outer edge. Okay. So we're going to be 1.5 inches from the outer edge. This one was 4 inches, leaving us 1 inch from the outer edge. This is 3 inches, so we'll be 1.5 inches. So we're going to create a 3 by 1 rectangle there on the back face. All right. We will position it 1.5 inches from the outer edge. Then, now, we may not have that edge because we're going to be creating from this face that we just cut out right there. We actually will probably only have access to that edge. All right, this is 1/2 inch. This is 1/2 inch, the wall thickness, leaving that this must be 1/2 inch from this edge to this edge. So that's what we'll end up doing. Sketch dimension, 1/2 inch from here to here. We haven't learned the arc tool. Later, as you have the arc tool, you'll find the center point on this bottom line, and you'll do a center arc with a 1/2 inch radius. We will do a center diameter circle from the center point, the midpoint on that line segment. And let's see, we got a radius of a 1/2 inch, so we'll draw our center diameter circle with a 1 millimeter diameter, or 1 inch diameter, not 1 millimeter, and trim away the top portions of it so it creates the opening. Let's get started. Create sketch, this back face right there. Bring our design in view. There we are. 2-point rectangle on the top edge here. There I'm on the top edge. Click. 3 inches wide, 1 inch deep. Enter. Okay. I'm going to position it a 1/2 inch from the edge. So there is my edge of the rectangle I just drew. There's the edge of the face I'm on. Let's set it to 0.5 for a 1/2 inch. It is positioned. Let's draw our circle. So I got a center diameter circle. We have learned that tool even though we haven't been through the circle tutorials yet. We've used it quite a bit in class. Let's find the midpoint. There's my midpoint. I've got the triangle. Click. Let's set our diameter to be 1 inch. 1/2 inch in radius means 1 inch in diameter. Radius times 2. Let's trim away the top portion, which we don't need. Let's trim away these center line. Let's escape out. I have my enclosed shape. Let's cut it away. Extrude. So finish sketch, extrude, or you can hit E. Let's go to the home position. I'm just going to drag it through so it cuts away. Click OK. All right, last step. I'm going to add the overhang to the back of my cutout here. So let's turn our design around. Grab the view cube. Let's create a sketch on the back side. There we are. Bring it down so it's visible. Offset tool. And I'm going to select this edge, because I've got chain selection off. I don't want these edges going all the way around. Let's set it to be 1/2 inch offset, 0.5. Oh, negative 0.5, sorry. Minus 0.5. There we are, we've got our offset. Click OK. Let's finish sketch. Select our enclosed shape, extrude, 0.5. Let's spin it around so we can see what it's doing. And we're adding that overhang to the back edge there. You'll need that in your design you do in a couple months. Operation join is fine. Click OK. Home position. Your project is complete. All right. I guess that's all for now, and I will see you next time. There we go.